Hey everyone, and welcome back. Back on old Pickle today. For those of you who don't know, or are new to the channel, this is my 1958 press bumper panel bus, and he's no cream puff, let's put it that way. In the last video I cut out this piece here that was welded in there by someone previously, and I sistered on either side these two pieces of square tube. And I cut out that support brace because I kind of wanted to see what I was dealing with before I got too crazy. And it's probably a good thing to kind of cut that out because that needs to be band-aided up before I start cutting out this piece up here. I kind of made life difficult on myself. I wanted to sister on either side when I cut that center piece out to make sure the bus didn't drop or do anything crazy. But I should have put this piece right against that support. Problem is, cutting it out and getting in there with the plasma cutter to cut it would have been a little bit tricky with that piece in there. So now that we have this previously welded brace out, I'm going to put another piece of this square tube right there where it was, kind of beside it. And then we're going to take this one out because the next thing we're going to work on is right up here. And I'm just going to have to do this bus, I've mentioned it before, but a little puzzle piece at a time and just work our way down. So kind of what I'm thinking is do this top rail, either get it halfway or go ahead and finish it the rest of the way, and then we'll be able to flip it and work on the other side. So let me get some grinding done in here. I have used the vice grips. Those are not the ones that came out of Pickle. I used the vice grips to kind of pull a piece of this floor support here down to the frame, and I'll go ahead and tack that, give it just a little bit more strength there. And then I've cut a couple pieces. I had some cast-off pieces from some plasma cut projects I had done prior, so we'll just stick that down in there. Can't see anything. There we go. Maybe put that piece down in there, and then I cut a little piece for back. For back here that we can stick back up in there and give that just a little bit of strength as well. I think we're good with just the two pieces that are sistering around it, but I want to go ahead and make sure that's as strong as we can make it. I think in one of the previous videos I mentioned that I was going to cut out this piece first. I misspoke, or wasn't paying attention to myself or something. I did want to cut this piece out so we can patch that bottom piece, but as far as welding and starting kind of on the frame, we're going to start up here because that's the side we can see on to weld. We're not welding upside down. So that is where we'll be starting. So let me get started right down here. We'll grind on either side of this and kind of get that where we're going to put it. Get that welded in. And then I'll go ahead and get my next piece I'm going to put in here, basically right beside where that brace was. And some of you are going to say, well, why didn't you just leave the brace in there? Well, because you couldn't see what was behind it, and we knew what was behind it wasn't good. So I wanted to cut it out so we could kind of patch the hole we're patching right now, because it's just completely rusted through. I don't know if you can see that in there or not, but there's nothing holding it other than the brace, and so I need to at least make it strong enough where we kind of know what we're working with. Because I do think that the weld that was there, like I said on one of the previous ones, I don't know what's holding it. Like, I don't know what they've got that welded to, but I think you could actually jack the bus up from that. But that's what we're dealing with on the lower end down here. So let me quit yakking, get busy working, and I'll bring you back when I've got these pieces put in there. So just use that piece of galvy, and it had some holes in it already drilled through it. There, where those two, I didn't put any weld. There's pretty much nothing behind it other than air. It's kind of no point in putting a weld in there. But on the other areas, I tried to hit each one of those so I could basically just use that as like a pre-drilled spot weld. Seems to have worked pretty well. So we get this bottom piece in, and then we'll go ahead and grind in here where we're going to put that next one in. That actually worked out pretty well. Well, that is ugly, but before I did that, you could pretty much, I don't think I have it on film, but you could pretty much take a hammer and move that. And now I'm putting pretty much my whole body weight, pulling back on it. Can't move it. So we fixed. I mean, it's still, you can tell it's weak, but it's not wanting to split right in half. So I think that'll patch us over for a bit. All right, let's see if we can get this side prepped. I just wanted to mention too, for all of you who are gonna say this thing is gonna fall once I cut that piece, trying to find a good way to show you here. It is sitting on these braces here along the rain gutter. And so I don't think we have anything to worry about when it comes to that. Trying to find you a spot we can get a good shot of it. There we go. So it can't kick back very far if it does go. There's one up here on this side as well. So, and you can see it's not even sitting, there's no pressure really on that upper one right now. So once if it decides it wants to tip, it's gonna hit both of those rain gutter tracks. It can't go any further than those. Well, it can, but let's just hope it doesn't. Okay. Better move that before I end up running a grinder into my welding cords. Oops. I do not have a finger sander, and this little booger right here is giving me fits. My piece won't fit in behind there, so I'm going to take the plasma cutter and just liquefy that one. There's a booger on the bottom one too, right here. So I'm going to get those out so that I can go right up next to our brace, and then I'll just go ahead and weld to this also. And then I probably will put a little short piece from here to there, because when I cut this out, there will be nothing supporting that torsion tube except my bracing. And I've talked about this before, I probably am going to bring something from that torsion tube again back to one of these points on the rotisserie, just be on the safe side. So now that the compressor is shut off, see if we can booger those. I need one of those little pneumatic finger sanders, belt sanders. Ain't got one. That's just about perfect. Get my other magnets. Magnet fail. Try that again. I just had 2 of those little ones on there. Who knows that sound? That'll work. Alright, we're back in business. I backed you up a little bit because I realized you couldn't see anything. Put my helmet back on. Got the wire fed through the machine, but not through the gun yet. Back in business. Try not to bore you with too much of the welding stuff, but that's just the nature of what we're working with. Welding, welding, and more welding for the next, I don't know, decade or so. Well, I'm not going to bore you with the rest of the welding or what I'm going to do to kind of brace that thing up. What I am going to do is I've ground down right here below that torsion tube. And I'm going to use one of these tools. I don't know if you've ever used one of these or not, but it's just like a contour tool. And it'll give me the contour that I need for that. And I'm going to make that piece go into my rotisserie right here. And I'm going to go ahead and do the one down here as well. So we'll have a piece coming off straight down to the rotisserie. We'll have this brace. We're going to remove this one at the top only. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it attached down here because it is welded to the frame pretty well right there. And then we'll just cut this top one free. Whoops. And hopefully she doesn't go kaboom. I got one piece cut and ready to go up here in this spot. Right here. I was actually surprised at how decent the frame was right at the torsion tube. Thank God. Thank God for small favors, right? At least we can live with that. That looks like that marries up pretty good. Need to hit the grinder right there. And then we'll just go over here to this side of our rotisserie. I think that should be just fine. Well, so just use a plasma cutter. Cut that turn out of there. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't know how I survived all those years without a plasma cutter. Toys. Well, last time we kind of cleaned things up a little bit and we took out some pieces here, and you can see I've gone in and just put them right back in where they were pretty much. But I've patched up underneath there where some of those holes were, so I feel like we've made pretty good headway today actually. I've mucked it up a lot though. I put the braces in on where that torsion tube is, and I only came down, left about a ½ inch below so I can get a grinder in there or cut wheel later, so I don't have to plasma cut that. I don't want to blow through my good frame, so I've left enough where I can cut that back out when it's time to cut it out. I'll probably leave that in there for a while. And then I've put this angle piece here to that piece that goes to the torsion tube, back to our piece that's welded to the frame. This is what we want to work on next time. I want to cut this out. Right now I'm going to leave it in because I need to lay a paper doll up there and kind of get a pattern, because it kind of is thicker, if you can see it very well or not, but it kind of gets a little bit wider here than the standard part of the frame, so I'm going to have to make that. I don't have that piece made yet and ready to go, so I don't want to cut this out until I have it made. And then I'll just cut this piece here and right down here, and we'll leave the rest of it, because this whole section, it's going so dark, this whole section has to come out. It's about 12 inches, maybe 14 from here to where I have this new brace in there. So that's what we'll be doing the next time. You can see we're good metal. I've taken a hammer up here. We're good metal to right here. So about, I don't know, 2 inches at that point back. And then here, they've lap welded over, so we're not sure what's under that. I'll just go ahead and probably cut from right here, just right beside that. Cut right here all the way down. It's gonna kill me to do that, but that's what we're gonna do. There's no saving this. I have to build a whole new frame. So that's what we'll do. Not a big deal. And then we'll leapfrog the whole way down, and I'll probably finish it at least to right here. This is a factory seam, a factory weld, so I'll finish it to there at least. And then I'll probably go through and see what we've got left of here, of this. This is original. And if it's not worth saving, we'll cut it out too. And then we'll just work our way all the way up to the front, and then we'll flip the bus and start on the other side. So I did go ahead and make another one of these for the bottom. One that's on the bottom right now, right there, while I had it out and could make a pattern for it. So it is welded in. We don't really need it down there right now, but I figure it just adds extra strength. So thanks for watching, everyone. It really motivates me to keep going on this thing, and I appreciate all the comments. Negative, positive, doesn't really matter. I consider it engagement, and I appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the time to kind of follow along on this crusty old project. It is what it is. I think the horn will work. Yeah. Crusty old junk. And that's pretty much what it is. I'm gonna patina on the mirror though. Oh, I gotta show you a prize. I gotta show you a prize. Hang on. Wait for it. Haha. If you haven't followed the channel for very long, this makes my 5th single wheel trailer. Yes, I'm a hoarder. Yes, I have an addiction with these and small little drawer cabinets. So if you like that kind of thing, this is your place to be. These lower marker lights are glass. Wow. We say we go get a Scotch-Brite and some soapy water and see what that looks like back there. What do you say? Clean up? Not clean up. Yeah, I gotta lift that by myself. Guess we'll find out. Say I didn't have a single dent in it, and then I'd take it out of the truck and dent it up. Pretty nice. The bed has not a ding in it. A couple little pinholes here. They're just kind of pulled up a little bit. And I don't really know how the arms went on these. There's a key slot. So they slid back and then bolted here and here. I don't know, it's a little bit different armature than the ones we currently have. It's significantly lighter. Allstate tag is still there. There's one dent right here. Right there. Well, I think that's going to clean up pretty nice. I don't know if you can see it or not. Just took a little bit of a abrasive pad to that. There is paint under that rust, and then right here was the Allstate logo. Oh, wish that was still there. There was like a United States behind it, and it said Allstate. I brought a lot of this side paint back. So there is some blue still hiding underneath there. You might be able to bring back. Either way, rust or blue paint, it'll look good behind Pickle. Alright everyone, with that, I'm going to sign off. Next time, we're cutting the frame out of that guy. We'll be putting a new section of metal made from scrap metal into old Pickle's rear end here. Thanks for being here, everyone. Really is my pleasure to bring old, crusty, seemingly unsalvageable junk to you. And we'll catch you the next time. Thanks, everyone.